brought to you by TGC's Guild of One. When you want to be part of a community, but you don't want to play with anybody. Welcome to the TGC War Report for the week of 16 February. For the past week, this included Valentine's Day, and all those other fun things. I am Scrivian, I am your host. I'm also the community leader for the TGC Tempest Gaming Community. This week, we instilled a new policy, and you haven't seen it yet on the website, but it'll be popping up soon. We're going with the logo you probably saw just before I started, Tempest Gaming Community, a Guild of One. Following the U.S. Army's lead, we're going to go ahead and institute a new policy or a set of changes in the way that we actually do stuff to kind of cater to the way that our members like to play. Feedback so far when I talked to the TGC leadership has been positive. I asked Greer this week and I said, what did you think about it? And he said, it was a good week. Played a few games, played WoW, SWTOR, TSW, and if it wasn't for being in the raid team in Star Wars, I wouldn't have had to play with any of you. So he was pretty happy about that. In support of the new Guild and Guild of One campaign, we're also going to be implementing a new requirement or a new restriction in TeamSpeak. To kind of reduce the number of people who actually use TeamSpeak or the website or anything else, we're going to ask that you please do not congregate in groups of more than 3. Now, what this means is while you're in TeamSpeak, you can get in groups of 3, with the exceptions of set raid nights. Don't form into groups any larger than 3, and we would actually prefer if you stayed in groups of 2 or go solo. Create your own channel and have fun in there, talking to yourself to your heart's content. You don't have to worry about pissing anyone off. It'll be great. It's this new thing, and it goes with our game hopping philosophy. Now, many members are already embracing the new campaign. They log into the website, basically mutter to themselves, I hate these people, and then proceed to read the news and leave. They're still members of the TGC community because they haven't hit the inactivity window, but they don't actually contribute anything. And that's okay, because that's kind of what we're going to start catering to. We're actually going to recruit people who like to be loners and solo players. It's going to work out great. I was reviewing this policy this week, and I thought it would be great to get some other perspective, because sometimes I get a little jaded on these things. So I asked Godmocker this week, and I did an interview with him, which may or may not be available due to the editing. He swears a lot, but we're going to go ahead and put it up, at least this one quote. And I said, what did you think about this new policy? And this is what he had to say. He said, I'm enjoying the new campaign. I'm not forced to play with any assholes. Currently in the community, he goes, and then he asked me if I could create his own password locked channel because Santir and Zio are bugging the crap out of him. He said they're like a bunch of chatty little teenage girls when they're in there together. So he's trying to get his own channel, so I will be creating that this week. Godmocker's special channel. Solo, it'll be password locked, so you can go in there and play, be part of the community, and not talk to anybody else. Now, getting on to more serious news. This week in Star Wars, Tuesday we completed 16-man Scum and Villainy with the Casual Elitist Guild that we are kind of currently aligned to. And it was a great run, and Greer finally received his award for completing the event. I think he was the only raid member, with the exception of Cirrhosis, who didn't complete it because he was out. He had to do girlfriend stuff on Tuesday, which we're not sure why, because Friday was Valentine's Day, and I think he was missing on that day too. Thursday, the Ops team ran the Dread Fortress, Tomorrow's Courtyard, and the weekly quest from Terra from Beyond, capping out for a lot of the players their accommodations or whatever they need to do to get their 180 gear. And so the raid team is forming up to be very, very strong, and we will be starting hard modes next week. Our newest member, Hideka, continues to hit the tactical flashpoints, and he's having a good time. When I listened to him playing last night and the last couple of nights he's in there, Zojak's been helping him out a lot, and I think Kaj is going to step in and help him on McKeb when he hits 50. But they said they've had a good time in Flashpoints, and it is entertaining to sit in channel with them, not actually being in-game, and to listen to them talk about the goods and the bads of the pugs. And apparently they're having quite a few bad pug players who are in there just doing their own little thing. Maybe we should recruit them. That kind of fits in with our philosophy. Okay, Scrivian's New World Explorers had a great first night. We kicked off the new season of Scrivian's New World Explorer, the first season, last week, and we went into DC Universe Online. We said we were going to jump into Area 51. We were able to run into Area 51, and we ran through it twice. No real challenge. I put a video of on our YouTube page. You know, the YouTube page. We have a YouTube page. You guys know that, right? You know, it's the one that most of you are too lazy to find or even follow, because that takes a click, and that uses muscles that you could be using for something else, I guess. But back to Scrivian's New World Explorers. This week we'll be running the Secret World. We're going to hit Polaris first and then possibly jump into Hellraised if we get a high enough quality level on most of our players. We should have another good showing. We're expecting it. Was fun. We had a good time being in TeamSpeak, and we kind of alternated groups to make sure everybody got a run through, and it should be fun this week. I think Greer and I, who have max level characters on, or just about max level characters, have both crafted a bunch of gear, so we're going to be running it in appropriate gear level. So it should be fun. So even though we know the instance, it will be challenging, and which is what we kind of want. In other news, this week I heard that we had some members were actually playing other games. We had Slim Chance completing the Jump Master achievement for completing all the jumping puzzles in Guild Wars 2. Boy, I'm having a hard time talking. A few people played Dragon's Prophet, and congrats to Slim because that is a pain in the ass achievement, and it is awesome, and he has definitely a high tolerance for gaming pain, because if you get to some of those things and you jump and you miss the jump, you're starting all over, and those things take some of them are pretty long jumping puzzles. A few other people jumped into Dragon's Prophet this week: Terra, WoW, Battlefield 4, and probably some other games, but no one was in TeamSpeak to tell me what they were doing, so that's about all I know. So it has been an entertaining week this week, with the forums actually being a little active. I think we had 3 or 4 posts, so it was pretty good. So I hope to see you all in game, but please do not group in more than groups of 3, and try to keep our chat threads in the forums down to maybe 2 or 3 follow-up posts before we all ignore them. Have a great week. We look forward to seeing you wherever you are in Tempest. Bye.